After 1 year using Cursor every day, I changed my default to Claude Code. Not because Cursor got bad, because one specific workflow kept costing me hours. The question is not which AI is smarter. The question is which loop fails less when the task stops being a cute one-file edit and becomes a real repo change. Here is the breakpoint. Cursor still feels faster for small fixes. Claude Code started winning when the job needed repo memory, tests, constraints, and 20 coherent steps. For a year, Cursor was obvious. Open the file, ask beside the code, accept the diff, run the test. For tight patches, that loop is still excellent. If I know the file and the fix is obvious, Cursor is still the fastest path from idea to patch. The visual review is the product. Cursor also wins when I am exploring unfamiliar code. Search results, tabs, symbols, and the agent all live where my eyes already are. But bigger tasks expose the problem. A patch could look good in one file while quietly breaking the shape of the system. That was the cost: rework. Re-explaining constraints, rejecting almost right diffs, and dragging the same architectural context through a long chat. The UI felt continuous, but the task memory was not. By the 12th turn, details I cared about in turn 3 were easier to lose. Then approval tax adds up. Accept, scroll, inspect, rerun, prompt again. Fine for 5 minutes. Painful for a refactor that needs a whole afternoon. So I tested Claude Code seriously on the same repo and the same kind of tasks: refactors, bug hunts, failing tests, and PR cleanup. Claude Code changed the shape of the session. Terminal first, repo first, mission first. Less chat theater, more work plan, commands, edits, tests. It won on long tasks, multi-file changes, tracing a bug across layers, and keeping the plan consistent while tests revealed new facts. The biggest difference was scope. Claude Code behaved better when the first move was a contract. Files in scope, files off limits, tests that proved done. A single terminal session could carry deeper before I had to steer again. That matters when the hard part is not code generation. It is keeping the system coherent. But Claude Code is not magic. For a one-line fix, the terminal flow can feel heavy. Sometimes the best agent is still the one sitting in your editor. I also still prefer visual diff review in an IDE. My eyes catch bad patches faster when the code is laid out the way I already scan it. So the switch was not religion. Claude Code became my default for deep work. Cursor stayed open for browsing, review, and quick patches. I cared about 3 things: rework rate, time to green tests, and how often I had to restate the same constraints. The result was simple. Cursor won speed on shallow work. Claude Code won reliability on deeper work. That split helped more than any leaderboard. Stay with Cursor when the job is visual, local, exploratory, or fast. If the next action is obvious, do not add ceremony. Try Claude Code when the job is broad, risky, test-driven, or easy to derail. If you keep re-explaining the architecture, switch loops. The rule is the same in both tools. State the goal, scope the files, name the constraints, and define what evidence proves the patch is done. And review the output like production code. Read the diff, run the tests, inspect the edge cases, and make the agent explain the trade-off. Hybrid is normal. Terminal for missions. IDE for eyes. The mistake is forcing one tool to become your personality. Use a task router, not a brand argument. Quick fix, browse fix, visual review, long refactor, bug hunt, test repair, PR cleanup. The bad take is arguing which logo won. The useful take is noticing which workflow creates less rework in your repo. Try this for 7 days. Pick one deep task for Claude Code. Keep Cursor for everything else, and log rework before you decide. I switched because deep work got cheaper in my time. Cursor taught me speed. Claude Code gave me more coherence when the repo got messy. One sentence. Choose the loop that fails least for the session you are actually in. Everything else is branding. My default now is simple. Cursor for quick visible work, Claude Code for deep repo work, and the same strict contract before I trust either one. After 1 year, I did switch. But the Real upgrade was not a logo. It was matching the agent to the kind of work in front of me.